On the 25th, 26th, and 27th of July, you will face a mirror, but it won't show your face. It will show your discipline. These are not just days on a calendar. These are checkpoints in your life. They come to reveal what you've been hiding, delaying, avoiding. When the world slows down, when your distractions run out, when silence surrounds you, what's left? Discipline or disorder? Focus or chaos, strength or weakness? Most people will live these days like any other. They will scroll, complain, repeat, sleep. But for the one who is awake, these 3 days are a silent alarm. They are a test, not from the outside, but from within. If your foundation is weak, the weight of these days will shake you. If your mind is undisciplined, the noise of these days will confuse you. If your spirit is distracted, the stillness of these days will terrify you. July 25, 26, and 27 are not dangerous because of some outside threat. They are dangerous because they leave no room to hide. These days are direct. They ask only one thing from you. Are you in control of yourself or not? When your body wants to sleep, but your purpose needs you to move, who wins? When your mind wants comfort, but your growth demands discomfort, who wins? That answer decides what these days will do to you. Either they will break your habits or your habits will break you. These 3 days will not scream, they will whisper. The problem is most people only hear what shouts. They only react when life gets loud. But discipline is not born in noise. It is born in quiet, in the moments when no one is watching. July 25th will come and many will waste it. July 26th will come and many will repeat it. July 27th will come and many will regret it because they thought these were ordinary days. They weren't. These were mirror days. Reflection days, days that reveal if you've grown or only pretended to. This is not about motivation. It's about direction. Motivation fades, direction stays. If you wake up on July 25th with no clarity, no routine, no purpose, then you're already lost. The day will guide you, not the other way around. But when you enter that morning with stillness, intention, and commitment, then everything shifts. You own the day. And if you own one, you can own 3. And if you can own 3, you can own your life. Understand this clearly. Every thought you repeat, every emotion you tolerate, every action you delay will show itself during these days. Don't wait for a sign. These days are the sign. They are the moment to ask, is the life I'm building real or a disguise? Is my discipline true or just something I talk about when life is easy? Because discipline isn't proven when you feel good. Discipline is revealed when everything inside you begs for distraction and you say no. You won't be given another 25th, 26th, and 27th of July like this one. Not in this season, not with this version of you. So use them, train during them, break a pattern, build a ritual. Choose silence over noise. Choose movement over comfort. Choose growth over escape. Let these days burn the false identity you've carried too long. Let them burn the old mindset, the lazy thoughts, the tomorrow excuses. Let them die here. Because when July ends, something new must begin. These 3 days are the gate. You either pass through or you stay behind. You either discipline your desires or your desires destroy your discipline. That's the truth. And truth doesn't care how you feel about it. So don't treat these days casually. Treat them as sacred. Not because they are special in themselves, but because you can become someone special through them. Master yourself on July 25. Hold that line on July 26. Rise even stronger on July 27. Then watch who you become, not in theory. In practice, that is the only way. On July 25, 26, and 27, the pain inside you will no longer stay quiet. These 3 days are not designed to comfort you. They are here to confront you. You will feel emotions rising that you thought you had buried. You will remember things you thought were gone. You will feel tired without reason, restless without answers, and heavy without weight. That is not a coincidence. That is your pain trying to speak. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the messenger. It comes when something inside you is unhealed, unfinished, or avoided. You've been ignoring that voice for too long. These days, 25, 26, and 27 will bring it back, not to hurt you, but to wake you up. What you choose to do with that pain will decide everything. Most people run from pain. They numb it with distractions, with scrolling, with food, with noise. But pain that is ignored doesn't disappear, it multiplies. On July 25th, you will feel the first signal, a thought, a memory, a discomfort. Don't run. Sit with it. Feel what it wants to show you. Because pain always carries a lesson. So it doesn't knock on your door unless there's something you need to see. By July 26th, that pain may grow louder. You may feel tension in your body. You may feel anger or sadness come from nowhere. It's not random. It's not weakness. It's the past knocking, demanding to be resolved. That pain may be showing you where you still blame others, where you still play small, where you still carry wounds that shape your choices. And this is where the test begins. Can you face what you don't want to feel? Can you look at the pain instead of pushing it away? Most will fail this test. They will get emotional, reactive, distracted. They will miss the opportunity. But those who are awake will understand this is the moment to listen. The pain is here not to punish, but to purify. It is here to remove the old, to clear space for the new. Because no real growth happens without discomfort. No transformation happens without confrontation. On July 27th, your response will matter most. Will you keep pretending everything is fine? Or will you finally make the decision that changes your life? Pain without action is suffering. Pain with action becomes power. If you feel broken, get up anyway. If you feel lost, take one step anyway. If you feel stuck, breathe and move forward anyway. That is how you reclaim your power from pain. These 3 days are dangerous not because of outside events, but because they awaken the inner war. And if you keep avoiding that war, it will keep controlling your life. Pain is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to be honest about where you are, honest about what you haven't healed, honest about what is no longer serving you. If you lie to yourself during these days, you will carry that lie into the next chapter of your life, and it will grow heavier. But if you face the pain, if you stay grounded, if you choose presence over panic, then something shifts. You start to gain clarity. You realize that the pain didn't come to break you. It came to awaken you. And once you are awake, nothing can go back to sleep. So don't waste July 25. Don't sleep through July 26. Don't ignore July 27. Let these days burn what no longer belongs in your life. Let them clean the inner house. Let them bring you face to face with what you've been avoiding. Not to hurt you, but to heal you. The most dangerous thing is not the pain. The most dangerous thing is pretending you feel nothing. Because when you pretend, you delay growth. And when you delay growth, you stay trapped in a version of yourself that is no longer meant to exist. This is your moment. These 3 days are a gate. Pain is the key, but you must be willing to turn it. You must be willing to enter. You must be willing to feel what is uncomfortable to finally live what is true. You don't need more comfort. You need courage. You don't need more noise. You need inner silence. You don't need more advice. You need to listen to yourself, to your body, to your pain. So when the pain speaks on July 25, 26, and 27, don't shut it down. Don't escape it. Ask it, what are you trying to teach me? And then act on it. That is the path. That is the way forward. That is the beginning of real self-mastery. On July 25, 26, and 27, it's something inside you will try to survive. It's not your soul. It's not your truth. It's your old self. The version of you that is built on fear, excuses, laziness, and lies. That version will fight for its life during these 3 days. It will whisper, stay the same. It will scream, change is too hard. But you must see it clearly. This voice is not your friend. It's your cage. These 3 days are not here to destroy you. They are here to destroy what no longer belongs to you. So, if you are truly ready to grow, then you must be ready to bury the parts of you that keep holding you back. The parts that sabotage your goals. The parts that fake strength but fear stillness. The parts that look confident but hide pain. You cannot carry your old self into your new life. You either evolve or repeat. On July 25th, you will notice it, that familiar pull, that voice that wants you to skip the workout. That urge to delay the decision, that little habit of blaming something else, that's the old self rising. It always returns when change is near. It knows that once you commit, once you go all in, it won't survive. So it distracts, it delays, it gives you reasons to quit. By July 26th, the resistance will get stronger. You may feel tired even if you've rested. You may feel confused even if your path is clear. So that's not life going wrong. That's your old identity trying to survive. You've worn it for so long, it feels natural. But it's not who you are, it's who you became to cope, to protect, to survive. Now, it's time to let it go. But letting go doesn't happen by accident. It happens by decision. And that decision is made in moments like these. On July 27th, you will have one final chance to choose. Will you rise above who you've been, or will you return to the loop? Growth is not a beautiful process. It is painful, it is lonely, it is quiet, because you are not just changing routines, you are shifting identity. You are killing the small self so the real self can breathe. This is the process. This is the cost. This is the breakthrough. But most people won't take it. They will go back. They will say, maybe next time. They will say, this is just how I am. They will protect their comfort more than their potential. And they will stay trapped not because life is unfair, but because they refused to let the old version die. Don't let that be you. These 3 days are the opportunity. Use them like a ritual. Wake up on July 25th with clarity. Identify what no longer belongs. On July 26th, confront it. Write it down, face it, speak it, then burn it mentally, emotionally, spiritually. On July 27th, step forward with silence, not celebration, just presence. Calm knowing that something old has ended and something new has quietly begun. Do not be afraid of the discomfort. Do not wait to feel ready. The old self will never give you permission to evolve. It will always find a reason to wait. You must take action in spite of it. That's how the shift happens. You must say enough. You must say no more waiting. And then you must move with fear, with doubt, with uncertainty, but with intention. Let these days be the funeral for your former self. Say goodbye to the excuses. Say goodbye to the stories. Say goodbye to the habits that keep you average. You don't need to talk about it. You don't need to post about it. Just do it. Let the change be silent. Let the transformation be invisible for now, because the results will speak later. Understand one thing. You cannot become the next version of yourself by dragging the old one along. You must cut the rope. You must walk through the fire. You must leave behind who you've been so you can meet who you were meant to be. So as July 25, 26, and 27 unfold, remember this. The voice that wants you to stay the same is not your truth. It's your test. Pass it, because these 3 days are not ordinary. They are the turning point. If you miss them, you may carry the old self for another year. If you face them, you may never see that version again. Choose wisely. On July 25, 26, and 27, the biggest threat will not come from outside. It will come from what you allow inside. The danger is not failure. The danger is distraction. Every minute you lose to something that doesn't matter is a moment stolen from your growth. These days will come with a test, and it won't be loud. It will be silent. It will come in the form of your habits, your scrolling, your comfort, your excuses. Every small choice will either sharpen you or weaken you. You already know the pattern. You sit down with a plan, then the phone rings, a notification, a meaningless conversation. A voice inside says, just for 5 minutes, but 5 minutes becomes 1 hour. 1 hour becomes another wasted day. That's how the old self survives, through distraction. And these 3 days are not ordinary. On July 25, 26, and 27, if you allow distraction, you will miss the entire purpose of this season. This is not a time to be casual. This is a time to be ruthless with your focus. So the people around you might not understand. They'll keep living in reaction, in noise, in comfort. They won't even notice that these days are different, but you will feel it. Something inside will tell you, pay attention, because these days are pressure points. If you stay focused, they will build you. If you allow distraction, so they will bury you. That's how real the danger is. You don't need more time. You need less noise. You don't need more motivation. You need fewer distractions. Every great shift in life comes from the power to say no. No to the old routine. No to the energy drain. No to the fake urgency. No to the people who do not grow with you. July 25 is not a day to be passive. It is a day to cut, a day to choose, a day to remove what keeps diluting your energy. By July 26, you must be sharper. No more waiting. No more checking. No more bouncing between tasks without depth, because depth is where clarity is born. And without clarity, you can't evolve. These distractions aren't harmless. They are weapons. They are the enemy of the future you. The more you allow them, the further you drift from what you could become. Think about it. How much of your mind is being pulled in different directions? How often do you start something, then lose your rhythm? That's the war. It's not dramatic. It's subtle. It creeps in through comfort. It disguises itself as entertainment, but it steals your potential. These 3 days, 25, 26, and 27, are a chance to take your mind back, to say, this is my time and nothing enters unless it serves me. The average person can't sit still, can't focus, can't follow through. That's why most people stay average. They keep feeding distractions and starving discipline. But if you break that pattern now, something powerful begins. You start to build the kind of mental clarity that few people ever taste. You begin to experience momentum, not for a day, but for a season. It starts on these days. July 27 will be the final filter. The world will still try to pull you in. Noise will still try to enter. You'll be tempted to relax, to say, I've done enough. But you must remember, this isn't about how much you do. It's about who you become while doing it. The old version of you needed distraction. The new one uses focus as a weapon. That shift doesn't happen by chance. It happens through choice, through discipline, through saying no again and again until your mind obeys your mission. Look at your life right now. Every weakness in your routine is where a distraction is still alive. Every area where you feel stuck is tied to something you're still allowing that drains you. These 3 days are not just about surviving temptation. They're about reclaiming your attention. Because attention is your power. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Where your energy flows, your life is built. So ask yourself clearly what needs to be removed on July 25, what boundaries need to be set on July 26, what decisions need to be made on July 27 to protect your future. Don't just think about it. Act on it. Turn off the noise. Cut the loop. Block the temptation. Create space for your thoughts to breathe. That's how self-mastery begins. You don't get strong by reacting. You get strong by protecting what matters. These days will either train you to focus or teach you how easy you are to distract. That is the brutal truth. But once you see it, you can change it. Once you feel it, you can rise above it. The world isn't going to get quieter. Your mind must get louder. Your purpose must be stronger than your habits. Your path must become more important than your comfort. That's the new standard. And it starts now on July 25, 26, and 27. Not later, not eventually. Now, protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. On July 25, 26, and 27, don't wait for signs. Don't sit back hoping for direction. These are not days where life will hand you a clear answer. These are not days where you'll be shown the path. These are days where you must choose. If you keep waiting for clarity, you'll waste the opportunity. These 3 days are not about being shown. They are about stepping forward anyway, without certainty, without a guarantee. That's the test. You already know what you need to do. You just don't want to feel the discomfort of doing it. So you wait, you hesitate, you tell yourself you need more signs, more proof, more perfect timing. But on July 25, 26, and 27, that mindset must die. The path is not given, it is built. Every step you take creates the direction. Every action shapes the road. You're not supposed to see it all. You're supposed to trust yourself enough to move anyway. The most dangerous thing you can do during these days is to stand still. Standing still is not neutral, it's a slow death. Because when you hesitate, you shrink. When you delay, you disconnect from the fire inside you. And once that fire dims, you become a follower of circumstances instead of a creator of them. That is not power. That is weakness dressed in indecision. July 25 will come, and it will feel like just another day unless you wake up with the decision to lead yourself. No external voice will tell you what to do. No roadmap will be delivered. You are the guide now. And the moment you accept that, something inside you activates. You realize that hesitation is no longer an option. You move forward not because it's easy, but because not moving is far more dangerous. On July 26th, the doubt might grow louder. That's expected. The mind always resists what it doesn't control. But you're not here to obey doubt. You're here to discipline it. You will feel moments where you want to return to the known, to the safe, to the old path. But you already know what that gives you. More delay, more confusion, more days that feel wasted. These 3 days are about action, not answers. When the old you would overthink, the new you acts. When the old you would ask for reassurance, the new you chooses with intention. That is self-growth. That is the birth of trust in your own voice. You will feel fear. You will feel uncertainty. Let them both come. But do not let them stop you. Those who wait for the perfect feeling never change. Those who act without it create their future. July 27 will feel different, not because the outside changed, but because you did. You will walk with a different rhythm, a quiet power, a solid inner knowing, not because someone told you what to do, but because you moved when it mattered most. That's what these 3 days demand from you, not perfection, not control, just movement, just courage, just decision. If you don't choose your path now, life will choose it for you. And life doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards discipline. It rewards bold action, not reckless action, but action that comes from within. You already carry the answers. You already carry the direction, but you won't access them by standing still. You access them by engaging with life, by saying yes to discomfort, by stepping even when your legs shake. This is what most people won't do. They'll spend July 25 talking about what they should do. They'll spend July 26 caught between two lives. They'll spend July 27 watching others evolve while they stay the same. Don't be one of them. Stop needing signs. Be the sign. Stop waiting for change. Become the change. Stop hoping for direction. Walk forward and create it. The future isn't written, but it is built. It's built on decisions like the ones you must make now. These 3 days are your turning point. Not because something magical happens, but because you choose to finally stop running, stop doubting, stop avoiding. You choose to lead yourself. That is the shift. You'll know who you are by the end of July 27, not by what you felt, but by what you did, not by what you planned, but by what you executed. That is the truth. And then truth doesn't bend to your emotions. Truth demands action. These days are dangerous for one reason. If you don't take control, they will pass and you will remain the same. Move. Decide. Lead. Even if it's small, move. Even if you're unsure, act. Even if no one understands, trust yourself. That's how you create the next chapter. That's how you earn transformation. That's how you prove to yourself that you are no longer who you used to be. The path will not be shown. It will be chosen, and the time to choose is now on July 25, 26, and 27. On July 25, 26, and 27. You will not just live through 3 days, you will define what comes after. These are not normal days. These are transitional days, turning points. You will either plant the roots of your next chapter or stay tangled in the last one. There is no in between. Whatever you do during these 3 days will echo forward in your habits, in your mindset, in your life. These days are not random. They are a mirror, and then they are watching what you choose. Some people will keep calling them just another Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's why they never break the cycle. But if you are paying attention, you'll realize something feels different. It's not the sky. It's not the calendar. It's you. You're being called to rise, to grow, to move with a purpose. But you can't rise if you keep repeating. You can't grow if you keep holding on. You can't move if you stay stuck in stories that no longer serve you. On July 2025, you will wake up with two options: continue as you are, or begin something different. Your actions that day will show you who's really in control, you or your patterns. Do you wake up with intention, or do you scroll? Do you step into discipline, or do you delay again? This isn't about motivation. It's about momentum, because the energy you start with will multiply. By July 26, your resistance will show up. It always does on the second day. Your mind will try to pull you back into the old way of living. It's fine. It'll say, one more day of rest won't hurt. But that's a lie. Because the cost isn't just the day, it's the direction. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you don't just waste time. You lose trust. And when you stop trusting yourself, you stop growing. You must understand that these days are creating the foundation. What you practice becomes who you are. If you practice procrastination, so you become someone who delays life. If you practice ownership, you become someone who shapes life. It's not about the result. It's about the habit. And habits are being formed right now on July 25th, 26th, and 27th, whether you see it or not. On July 27th, something shifts. You will feel it. If you've been walking with focus, you will feel a deeper clarity, a stronger presence, a sharper edge. Not because everything is perfect, but because you stayed true. You said no when it was easier to give in. You showed up when it was easier to disappear. You took one more step when your body said stop. That's how new beginnings are earned, or not through sudden change, but through quiet consistency. This is the trap. People think change happens all at once, but it doesn't. It happens in moments like these, where you choose discomfort over delay, growth over distraction, discipline over emotion. These 3 days are where it begins. And if you treat them like every other day, you will carry the same results into your future. Look at your life. Really look. Are you proud of what you're building, or are you just surviving? If you're tired of starting over, then stop quitting. If you want different results, you must become a different person. And that starts by doing what your old self refused to do. These days are the test. The habits you install now will decide what August looks like, what the next season becomes. Whether you stay in the same place or finally step into a new one, nothing is coming to save you. No one is going to force you to evolve. This moment is yours. And if you're waiting for some perfect opportunity, you've already missed it. The opportunity is here. So it's right in front of you. It's in how you breathe, how you walk, how you respond, how you repeat the basics when no one's watching. It's in what you choose to let go of, what you say yes to, what you say no to. The next chapter is not waiting for you. It's waiting on you. On July 25th, 26th, and 27th, you are being asked one question. Are you done pretending? Are you ready to step out of your excuses and into your edge? Or will you carry the weight of unmade decisions for another month, another year, another lifetime? You decide how this ends. You decide what these 3 days mean. You decide who walks out of them on the 28th of July. The same version of you, or someone new, someone clear, someone grounded, someone no longer held hostage by doubt, delay, and distraction. Your life is not shaped by what you hope for. It's shaped by what you repeat, and what you repeat on July 25th, 26th, and 10/27, that becomes your reality. Choose wisely.